Opinions and perspective. Come on, let's talk about it.
Welcome to Newsletter Guru TV, your show with a boatload of smart marketing and business building advice, and a little fun along the way.
This episode of Newsletter Guru TV is brought to you by It's Okay to Be Scared, but Never Give Up, a book of hope and inspiration for life and business. Get your copy today at Amazon or SuccessAdvantagePublishing.com.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. I'm recording this on Monday afternoon. I've been doing coaching calls this morning, so I got a little bit of time. I'm going to jump on the camera and share this message with you because it's one that more than a couple people have been asking me about. I was talking with my good buddy this past Friday, and we were both commenting how it seems like the conversation, if you will, civil discourse, civility's a word been in the news, seems to be really at a kind of a low point right now. But I also think there's perspective. You know, the last 2 to 3 years have been really tough in this country, especially for small business folks. And this is not a political statement. I don't do politics on here, so don't go, oh, it's the Dems. Oh, no, it's the Republicans. This is not that. This is human being to human being. And it's the kind of conversations that we have when we're on the phone, when we're doing email and things like that. It just seems like people have become really short. I also think, by the way, the perspective part of this is that with email and texting and things, the opportunity to be misread or to miscommunicate with people is huge. So I'm a big fan of picking up the phone when you have to discuss something really important. But anyway, what really prompted this episode was that some folks, especially some customers or prospects, they just shoot you these emails that really kind of just go, they really kind of dig at you. And I remember this episode I did, I think it was over a year ago. I did this episode called One Bad Apple Can Spoil the Whole Bunch. And I thought, you know what? It's time to resurrect that. So I'm going to bring it out and share a little bit more, because why record the whole thing again? It was very good. You know, my list grows by leaps and bounds every single month, so there's probably a lot of people that haven't seen it. So what I want to do right now is I want to bring in some of the footage on that, because it's really important that when you receive some feedback, whether it's negative or positive, but this really refers to the negative, that you don't let it get you down, that you don't let it bring down your mood, that you don't let it distract you from your goals and your objectives, what you're trying to accomplish. Remember, there are tons and tons of people who appreciate you and appreciate what you're doing, so don't let one bad apple spoil the whole bunch. All right, check out this episode from about a year ago.
One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
Well, you know what? In business, it's not that way. You know, I did a lot of retailing from the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s, and we could go days, maybe weeks and months with just nothing but satisfied customers, world-class service, making everybody happy, everybody loved what they were doing. And then one day, you get a phone call, or somebody stops in and just reads you the riot act, or in some way just brings this huge dark cloud, like, even if everything they say is wrong and they're obnoxious or whatever, guess what you tend to focus on? All the workers in the back will congregate, or you'd go home and your wife would say, how was your day at work, or your husband or whatever, and all you talk about is this one you know what customer, right? Instead of all the tens or 20 or hundreds of thousands of people that you do satisfy. Now, fast forward to today, with email marketing and social media and things, word spreads very fast, and our ability to communicate with our customers and prospects is enormous. Between email blasts and direct mail and social media, we can communicate and get out information to a large group of people. Every Tuesday, my email goes out to thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs and small business owners. I always do a weekly video, just like I'm doing now, and I give free reports. I'm always giving tons and tons of information. I get a lot of positive feedback. I get a lot of good comments. I have hundreds of clients that I now serve in 9 countries that are happy with what we're doing. But every once in a while, somebody comes in and just drops this huge rain cloud right over me, and it's like, what the heck? And he just goes off in some way. And if I'm not careful and I see that, even if it's totally wrong and obnoxious and just totally wrong in every way, shape, or form, it kind of makes you go, huh. And you sometimes even think, well, should I respond? Should I go ahead and prove all the things he said are wrong, or should I let him know he's obnoxious, or should I just take him off the list? Well, I mean, we start processing, and guess what? That's where you can get stuck. So you could go, like I said, you could go hundreds, thousands of people that you're making happy, and then one person kind of just blankety blanks on your parade, if you will, and it makes you think about it. I'm honest about it. I'm going to be real honest with you right here. I had a guy a couple weeks ago. He just didn't like something I was putting out. I think it was in my newsletter, okay? And he wrote this email. Folks, I'm telling you, it had to take him 20 minutes to write. This, that, and the other thing. I'm so sick of this. You say this and you say that. Clearly, you know, not a fan, okay? And I thought about, well, he's wrong here, here, and here. Maybe I should respond to him. But you know what? There is no getting through to some people like that. When they're that opinionated and that bullheaded, there is no way. So your next thing is, well, I'll just take them off the list. But here's what happens sometimes. And again, I'm guilty of this. You think about it for an hour, or maybe you think about it the next day. Boy, that guy was a you know what I mean? And that's what's bad. So what you want to do in your business is just focus on delivering incredible value to your clients and delivering information and incredible value to your prospects. Make sure your marketing is right, spot on. Make sure it's ethical and moral and you're not making any outrageous claims, and then just keep focusing on the customers that are giving you money. All right, there's going to be people that you can't make happy no matter what, and so you don't, if at all possible, you should have a team. Like I've been building my team, and they're starting to shield me from some of this negativity, because one negative type of customer can just really wreak havoc in your mindset. It can really kind of shut you down and, you know, make you think bad thoughts, or it just takes your time away from being productive and developing more and moving forward and serving your customers, the customers who are paying you money. I'll tell you something real quick on this last guy that really set me off, and this is where I got the idea for this episode. I looked him up. He's been on my list for over 2 years, all right? So for over 2 years, he's been getting my videos, he's been getting my newsletters, he downloaded every special report I ever had. I have given this guy so much content and education, and he never gave me one thin dime. That just really, I mean, that's what we do in business, but it ticked me off even more that he took that attitude after getting all this information. The fact that I took an attitude is what's wrong. I don't need the attitude. I need to be positive and focus on my happy paying clients, okay? Well, that was kind of fun, the old Osmond brothers. So listen, keep things in perspective, and when you're communicating with your clients and your customers, your prospects, whatever, as much as possible, prefer to do it on the phone. If you're going to do it with email, keep it short. Be very, very sensitive, because words capitalize, tons of exclamation points. What's going on? And then there's 12 question marks. You got to understand that not only when you receive something like that, it probably gives you a flutter, you know, but if you happen to write something like that, which I'm urging you not to, that's going to cause some maybe some discontent also. So I would love to see a little bit more civility come back, practice a little bit better communication. But when something does go awry, I also want you to, and I want to encourage you to practice some perspective, all right? I feel very fortunate and blessed. We have hundreds of clients that we serve, and I would venture to say 99.9% of them are very happy. There could be 1% or 1/10 of 1% that are not happy, and when they let us know about it, sometimes it's not good. But you know what? You got to focus. You always see if there's a lesson to be learned, but focus on all the people that you are making happy, and how can you keep improving your system. And as I say in these videos, how can you look for ways to add more value? Because when you keep adding more value, wrap it up with world-class service. First of all, it's going to lessen the chance that you are going to have a bad apple, but realistically it's going to happen. And when that one bad apple does come in, don't let it spoil the whole bunch. Go out there and make somebody's day just a little bit brighter. I think if everybody does more random acts of kindness, more intentional acts of kindness, you know, we can overcome some of this kind of negativity and gloom and things like that. If you've appreciated this message that I've shared today on being positive and perspective, then I'd appreciate it if you would share it with people that you care about. Maybe there's people on your blog or in your community. Very easy to do, folks. If you're watching it on Facebook, just click the like button below. If you're watching it on Newsletter Guru TV, just click the share button. It'll give you the opportunity to share this on Twitter or on your Facebook. Make a comment wherever you're watching this. Always leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. Love the feedback. All right. Until next episode, this is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. You take care.